Seems pretty clear that there's going to be 4 quarterbacks going pretty early on there within the first 5 or 6 picks. How does that impact you guys at 10 with the overall talent pool?
Yeah, if that happens, look, when we go over these strategy meetings, we're preparing for that not to happen. We're going to try to make ourselves a little bit more uncomfortable and less quarterbacks go, and just to see, what would we do in those scenarios. But if 4 quarterbacks go, obviously that pushes more position players down the board to us. So, look, we'll see what happens. But we'll be ready if 1 quarterback goes, 2 quarterback goes, 4 quarterbacks, 5 quarterbacks. But a lot of our discussions have been based around not that many going. So just to put ourselves in the most uncomfortable position possible.
How has the moves you've made previously affected what you're going to be able to do in this draft?
Look, I think the moves we've made have given us the flexibility, like I've said. But again, we're going to be sitting there, and 4 quarterbacks go. We're going to have some decisions to make at 10. We're going to be prepared if our phone's ringing. We're going to be prepared, and I think really it's a great opportunity to take best player available, like it is every year.
Is there a player or two, Joe, that you're looking at where if they find themselves outside of the top 3 picks, player happens to fall maybe to 4, maybe to 5, that you're willing to go up there and get, or are you pretty content sitting at 10?
No, those are the questions we're asking ourselves. Okay, who are those guys? Would you trade up? Who are those guys? How comfortable are you moving up to get those players? So those are all the discussions that we're having right now. We're going to have more strategy meetings next week on, okay, who are those players that we would consider coming up from 10 to go get? How many of them are they? How far are you willing to go? Obviously, we don't have our full complement. We don't have a second-round pick this year, so that limits you a little bit on how far you can go up. But those are the conversations we're having. And then on the flip side, we get to 10, and we have a strong group of players that we love. How willing are you to move back? How far do you feel comfortable moving back? So those are all the conversations that we're having yesterday and all next week.
Can you give us an update on Zach Wilson, and are you optimistic that the situation could be resolved by the end of the draft?
Yeah. So look, I know you guys talked to Woody about Zach, and I share my thoughts are in line with Woody. That Zach is an asset, and at that same time, we're obviously open to trading Zach. There have been discussions. Nothing's really changed since we talked down in Florida, but we're open to trading him. There's just no news to report on that. Again, the most important position in sports, and for us, it's funny. I was going back and looking just through some drafts, the way the teams handled the quarterback position, and I went back and looked at like how the Packers handled the '90s. You draft a guy like Mark Brunell in the 5th round, and then you draft Hasselbeck in the 6th round, and you develop. They were a quarterback farm. When Favre was there, Aaron Brooks, and then they drafted Aaron in the 1st round. But I would love to be a quarterback factory like that. I would love to have quarterbacks that we take every year in the draft, and even if you hit on 2 or 3 like the Packers did, you can really turn those into future picks, or they develop into starters elsewhere, like Mark Brunell and Aaron Brooks and Hasselbeck all did.
How has Aaron looked, and what's it like having him back here?
Oh, it's great. It's just for him to come back now early. Just his presence is great, and just seeing him interact with Sauce and Garrett and Brees and Will and all the guys on the team. It's great having him back. We don't have a second-round pick this year, and if I had the choice of not having the second-round pick or not having Aaron, I would take Aaron 15 times out of 10. We are. Obviously, the injury was devastating for all of us, but we're so excited to have him part of this this franchise. And just the leadership he brings is, I've talked about it. You guys are probably sick of me saying it, but him connecting with his teammates, his presence in the building, he's a great guy, and I've really enjoyed getting to know him as a man and spending time with him. And, I'm excited about this year.